ora, lovely Gemini. This is your reading for the new moon in Virgo, which is happening as we speak. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for joining me. And thank you for all your likes and comments and subscribes. It really helps me to keep this channel going and to be seen by more people. So let's get into your storyline. I have shuffled the cards up, and we've got a rock mineral crystal card to pull out at the end. That's face down, so I don't know what that is. On this channel, we always go through and clarify. So welcome in. Thank you. Here we start off, Gemini, with the Hanged Man. Now, there's a lot of elements, obviously, to every element in the Hanged Man is speaking of a sort of retreat, kind of. You know, we're hanging there. We've marginalized all the external stimuli that we're blasted with constantly because we need to go inward. We need to just go inward, because by the time we come out of this, and there is no time frame involved, it doesn't depend on time really, in the sense that we understand time to be, but we have a new perspective when we come down from the Hanged Man. And maybe this has been a requirement for some of you recently or over a longer period of time. Could be as recent as the last week. So we get this Hanged Man. Now we come through here with the Six of Swords. This is moving to a calmer place psychologically. And a lot of these readings, there's been a theme of really coming to a level of acceptance, a level of surrender in a way, but generally acceptance about yourself, where you're at this current point in time, because all of our decisions, choices have brought us to where we are sitting right now. The Six of Swords is an invulnerable card. It says we're moving, whether that's I would say emotionally, psychologically, yes. Physically, possibly. Moving to a far more conducive place for you and what is beneficial for you right now. And there is a request to accept yourself. We then come to the Hierophant. So we're being given, not that we are actually given it in a physical sense, but we have maybe are getting glimpses and new understandings of our internal world, of our sort of the spiritual angle of ourselves and our life and how we do what we do. I mean, I'm not talking religion here. I'm talking a very deep understanding. The Hierophant has the hand gesture of understanding. What is, in effect, the great work, which, to put it mildly, to put it on a surface level, to describe it on a surface level, is doing our work throughout this lifetime that honours our soul, really. So anyway, I won't go into that, but anyway, so the Hierophant can be a very good mentor in your life as well, if you want to look at it like that. So this is interesting. It's big stuff. We're in a chrysalid, Gemini. We're in a chrysalid, and by the time we come out, maybe we'll look different, maybe we'll smell a bit different, but you know, we're going to certainly have a different perspective. Then we come to the Three of Cups. Enjoyment, full enjoyment. Look, we can't really embody that, Three of Cups. Enjoying others, family and friends, celebration of our life, celebration of life. You know, it's a wonderful thing. And of course, we can't really do that fully. Sometimes we need to allow things to shift a wee bit. So let's clarify now, Gemini. Let's look at the Hanged Man. We'll just give these a good shuffle. Let's look at the Hanged Man. The Six of Swords, we've got the Hierophant, and the beautiful Three of Cups. Emotional satisfaction. Emotional satisfaction. Okay, here we go. Hanged Man. Please, for Gemini, at this time, whoops, far too many, at this time of new moon in Virgo, your fellow mercurial sign. Okay, we've got quite a few here, but we get a background, you see, Gemini. We get a background. We don't get too much detail, but we get a background. Hanged Man, we get the moon to clarify. Yeah, this is a dark period of the moon, and so maybe by the time full moon comes, we're coming down from Hanged Man mode, possibly. Dark time, we're walking through the dark valley here. Some things are illuminated when they need to be. We then have the Three of Swords. This is a background kind of scenario here. Three of Swords, sorrow. We know that. We know what pain is. We know emotional pain and sorrow. Yep. All of us know that as humans. We may well be masticating certain experiences whilst we are in this sort of retreated zone at this current time, just in a processing and a letting go of. We then have, which just sums everything here up, the Four of Swords, truce. Now, this is about giving ourselves, because we all know no one else can give it to us, giving ourselves rest and respite. So I always imagine it, you know, like this light-filled chamber, and the breeze is coming in through an open window. We get a chance to rest, to do nothing, to allow dreams to come through, to allow new information to come through in a resting state. And so it does appear that that's what's happening, doesn't it, Gemini? Let's look at the Six. What was that? The Six. Oh, look at this. Yeah, Six of Swords, an invulnerable position and movement and change. We've got the Ten of Swords. Now, again, we're talking understanding here. We're talking not that lessons, not that we always need to learn from lessons, the lessons of life, but in the Ten of Swords, it's, you know, that end of that suit. We have understood the penny has dropped, and we set out again because we can't take any more swords. We often, before even thinking of slaying anyone else, we slay ourselves first and foremost. Traditional decks will show a figure in this card with 10 swords in their back and the hand gesture of the Hierophant, which you have here. It is an understanding. It's an understanding of something on quite a huge level for you. And this is actually allowing you, that understanding is allowing you to move to a far more conducive place for yourself. With that Ten of Swords, we have the Two of Swords. We're making a decision based on not so much what we're seeing around us, but what we feel. And the small dagger at the top is piercing that new moon. This could be quite a full-on time for you at the moment. And then, of course, we've got the Nine of Wands. We see that tension of the ninth wand, a tension. The card in the Thoth deck is called Strength. because it requires a lot of strength to hold that ninth wand when you've got all the eights behind it that are wanting to blast their messages and their action out. It takes a lot of strength to keep that ninth wand there, right? And it doesn't last for long. It's also, about default behaviours and habits that are actually belong in the past and not in the present. So let's keep moving, Gemini. We're looking at the Hierophant. Lovely Hierophant. Maybe you do have a mentor in your life. Understanding this is what we really want to. Wow. It's like, how many major cards have we've got? A lot. Wanting to understand something, or you do understand something big. Right, so we're looking at the Hierophant, clarifying the Hierophant. Yes, it used to be known as the Pope because, the church ruled the state. Well, we're not in those times anymore, are we? Not really. It's just sort of same but different. Anyway, so we've got that. We've got the Emperor, very strong seat the Emperor has. In its highest polarity, looking after the collective. This figure has a lot of authority, a lot of control. Is the Emperor here an aspect of yourself? Or is it something external for you? Are you working in institutions, or do you feel comfortable in that kind of environment, and is it good for you anymore? It could be all sorts of things, the Emperor here. Or you need to control, Gemini. Unusual, because we then have the Tower, the breaking down of the Tower, the Eye of Shiva up the top here. We're talking about great blasts of Uranian energy and insight. We often dismantle our towers many times over in a lifetime, and sometimes inadvertently. This card's been coming a lot and up a lot in most of the readings, actually. And inadvertently, often it just gets blasted away anyway. So we need to rebuild. These are all those experiences, I think, that which you have been masticating over, possibly here. It's a really full-on reading, Gemini. And so we question, okay, so we just slowly dismantling our own tower because we know there's a big change coming. Or the change has been occurring and we're seeing it in increments as we speak. And then we have the beautiful alchemical card of Temperance. In the Thoth deck it's called Art. We've got everything bubbling. Is this a common theme for Gemini of late? We've got everything bubbling in the cauldron. It's just a matter of time. And it's cosmic time, of course. It's not clock time. It's not Industrial Revolution time. Maybe we're going back further. We're restarting that all over again. The whole concept of time. Right, maybe. Let's see. So the Emperor loses a lot of its control here, whether that's been a theme in your life, if it's someone, something external, or whether it's an aspect of yourself, right? So we're looking at the Three of Cups, the glorious Three of Cups here. We have, wonderful, the gift of the Queen of Swords. This is you, Gemini. Clear sight. There's not a lot of emotion in this card. It doesn't belong with the Queen. We're talking mental acumen, critical thinking, rational mind, and slicing through the bullshit, pretty much. But having wonderful clear sight. With that, combined with that, which is a wonderful marriage, is this beautiful ace coming through we see that in the process of enjoying others, of enjoying being around others, being in friend groups, being with family, friends, all of that, this is what can and will inspire us. This is the height of um, creative, vital expression. There's a lot of vavum in this card, and I think maybe you got something like that last time, but this we give form to and we act upon it. It might feel at this time that that it's taking quite, it feels like a long time to be able to actually get stuff out in the world somehow, but it is only a matter of time. This reading appears to be split in past and a strange sort of past and present, but the present seems to be in the past as well, and then the now is in the future. It's confusing. Let's get a Brian Froud Pixie and Fairy card just to give us an insight. Yeah, we're going to be illuminated at some point. It won't be this week because the moon won't be particularly visible until later in the week. But, Lace the Moon's Daughter, it's a beautiful card following those breadcrumbs that you have left along a path that you wanted to return to. It's interesting. We'll just get one more there for you, Gemini. And yes, Nelly's the Alchemist. There's a lot of bubbling away in that pot. The domino was flicked way before now, and this process is underway. So go with it, Gemini. On that note, let us see. Wow, maybe this is what we need at the moment. Rock mineral crystals has the 4 elements within it as well. And Gemini, you get to carry with you, will you be walking on it this week? You get the earth, abundance, fertility, harvesting, and logic. Logic is something that you have much of at this time. On that note, take good care, Gemini. I hope you enjoyed the reading, got something from it, and have a wonderful and safe week. Ka kite, bye. Oh, where have I gone? Cherry.